Mis pancico a ustedes, pa. Ominiguan, primeramente, saludos y respetos going out to everyone. So, the other day I made a video. It's been up for a while now, and the video is about me going to apply to Toro, which was a good experience, but I didn't get hired. I had an interview. I did not get hired. Uh, that's self-explanatory. I don't have no experience. Experience is required, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry over it, but that would have been a good job to have. I also went to apply to a trash company, which it has its ups and downs. You're capped at $30 an hour, Don, uh, around that vicinity, and you get too comfortable because you go home every day, you work your 10 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, you go home, and that's what you make, for the rest of your life, unless it goes up $1 or two, but it's capped right there. So going home every day, working 10 to 12 hours every day, uh, it's a stable job, right? So it becomes routine, and you get too comfortable to where you don't want to risk it and leave that job for a better paying job, even though that's a good job. You know what I mean? And I am happy that they didn't hire me. I'm happy that they didn't hire me because that's something I dread, to get too comfortable with one jale and not exploring the rest of my options, exploring the possibilities of a better life, of a better jale. You know, I'm limited with time, dog. I came in almost at 40 years old, trying to settle down, trying to make a better life for myself and my family. So, you know, it's gonna be hard, but I can't settle, dog, for something that's not gonna be a life changing opportunity. Which at this point, any job is a life changing opportunity. But once you're set to that level, I still want to break down the door for myself and prove to myself that even though I wasted the first half of my life, the first 2/3 of my life, I could come back strong and live a happy, uh, highest peak of the remaining of my time. Pero watch out. So the reason why I did not get hired, that I believe, in my opinion, it's for the trash company, it's because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. Um, I'm not the most studious person in the world. Um, I'm not a person of class. I come from a background of living my life a certain way, to where the rest of the community at large does not really accept. It's getting better, but at the same time, not everyone uh, identifies to the way I live my life. So uh, I'm a jokester. I like to joke around a lot. I like to laugh a lot, and that's something that I need to change when I go to interviews. Because I remember applying for this job over the phone, and then the lady called me back, and when I answered, I was trying to be funny, and I was like, "Is this the child support office?" And yeah, she didn't call me back. She didn't want me to. She didn't want to give me an interview, none of that. You know what I mean? So I messed that up myself. That's my fault. I'm happy where I'm at now, though. I'm happy where I'm at right now. So watch out. Um, I go to the interview. I go do the interview, and I tried. I made a lot of mistakes. And I talked to my advisor, uh, my my homeboy Turo from Squires Chiques. He's a professional nowadays, but his background is from the calles. You know what I mean? He's a successful individual, and la mera neta, since I met him, he's always given me good guidance, good clecha about life, life out here, not in there. So I'm comfortable going to the vato, and asking him or telling him my flaws because I know the vato's not gonna judge me, dog. Plus, he has a good cora. He might not like everything I do. I might not like everything he does, but at the end of the day, there's a happy middle, and I am comfortable telling him anything, and I know that he's not gonna judge me, dog. And he will tell me the truth. If I'm messing up, if I'm not um letting out my fullest potential so I can better myself, he's gonna let me know, and I respect that. That's why I like him. That's why I like the homeboy, dog. But I went to him, and he pretty much was like, look, when you do an interview, don't talk about your kids. First and foremost, don't talk about your kids because when you talk about your kids, the first thing that comes to mind for the employer, this guy's not going to be able to be here punctually every day because he's going to ask for days off because he has kids. That's one pointer that I didn't know about that. I'm always like, oh, I got kids, because they tell you like, tell us about yourself. I always get stuck because like, man, I don't want to talk about myself. So basically, what they mean from what Turo told me, and it makes sense. It has a lot of logic. Um, what they mean when they say talk about yourself, they want you to say, I want to be an asset for your company. I'm here long term. I'm gonna be here every day on time. I don't want no days off for the rest of my remainder of my time here. Even if you do need days off in the future, before you get hired, you tell them that. You tell them what they want to hear, which is you're gonna be there on time every day for a long time. You're gonna be responsible in whatever skills you have, or whatever makes you an asset for the company. You let them know. Don't say too much, you know what I mean? But say just enough, and that's what they want to hear. You know, they don't want to hear about what you do on the weekends. They don't want. They don't care about none of that. They want to see who is the best person candidate to hire for the company. But anyways, look. So when I'm there at the interview, right? There's one of the hiring managers. Uh, he is an ex cop. The dude is ex Port Hueneme Police Department. He was low key talking bad about the police department, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's neither here nor there, and I don't really care. So I messed up for saying, and I'm gonna be honest, I messed up for saying, they asked me, why do you guys want to work here? And I told them, my response is, because I've heard, or from what I've seen, this trash company hires nothing but ex criminals or criminals. So it came out wrong, right? What I meant to say, what I meant to say is, um, this company looks like it hires people with my background, and that's why I want to be able to work in an environment where I'm gonna not gonna be treated different, so on and so forth. That's the answer I should have gave him, but it came out wrong. So he felt disrespected. Oh, I used to be a police officer. This company doesn't hire criminals. So he even mentioned that some of his family members are cops from different agencies, and the other guy that was right there has another family member from a different agency, and that's neither here nor there. I've always told you guys, we need we need the police to patrol. We need the police to survive in the streets for the people that don't live the life that I live. If you live the life that I live, then you don't want police, or that I lived. You don't want the police around. But if you're a normal person, law-abiding citizen, I mean, the police is there for a certain reason. You know what I mean? And you need them because that's just part of the world, the way the world rolls. And just like you need a gardener in the world, just like you need truck drivers, just like you need podcasters, just like you need employees at Starbucks, you need police officers too, because that's how, when regular people crash, or somebody vandalizes uh, your property, if you have an insurance, you need a police report. So you do need law enforcement, around, not as a gang member, but as a law-abiding citizen, right? So I've always said it. Majority of police is good, but there's that 30% that are, they lie on the stand, and they commit a lot of crimes as under the color of the law, which is illegal. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of good people in law enforcement too. So you can't just, put them all in the same category. The ones that lie on the stand and commit crimes under the color of the law, I call them pigs. Those are pigs. You know what I mean? If you're a straightforward, if you're the type of police officer that if you see your partner breaking the law or whatever, and you're gonna report them, hey, I salute you. That's what you do. That's what you'll report me. If I do a crime, we'll report them too. I respect that. And with that being said and established, those are police officers, The other ones, they're pigs because they're criminals too. Just like I was a criminal, they're criminals too. So I don't got nothing against police, because if I did something wrong and I got punished for it, it is what it is. I shouldn't have been breaking the law. But just like I shouldn't be breaking the law, the pigs shouldn't be breaking the law as well. With that being said and established, that is, in my opinion, why I did not get hired at the trash company. Pero con eso dicho, I'm gonna finish my Starbucks. Much respect to everyone.